Greetings, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to Just Normal Channel. If you're new, please subscribe, like, hit that notification button as I have videos that drop every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 a.m. PST. Today, we are going to do another review on my Dune review because it was not well received and the quality when I created it was very low. So I'm doing the same review just again. So if you already listened to it, but I'm going to discuss, as a normie, I don't consider being a normie on this front for this. Why? I have read Dune books. My thoughts are the normies might not really enjoy this at all. It is indeed what many are claiming to be a slow burn, but Frank Herbert's Dune series and books are not also an easy read either. For the time that they were written and stuff like that, I'm just astonished in every way. I can't say it enough, nor will this review cover everything. I'm normally critical of the books being adapted, especially with the areas I love. Dune has been up and down battle to adapt. But the way it was represented is exactly as I had seen or wanted on the pages and seen from it. Different factions were shown to be alien and terrifying to the audience in depictions. And I will say, I've already watched Dune at least 5 times now and stuff. And I've got to say, I absolutely love it more and more every time I watch it. I also watched it in theaters, but then I also watched it on my streaming service too as well. I will say that the story of Dune is difficult to summarize. It is not an easy book to adapt, and we have seen that time after time in past adaptations. While it has had several attempts that never caught on, while this seems and feels as if it is only half of the first book, I wonder if this Dune, even though it is getting a sequel, will find its footing among fans and normies alike. At the recording of this, it's December 31st, 2021, so we're about, almost 2 months out from the dropping of this, and it wasn't very successful, but I don't know what those factors are and stuff. I'm not entirely sure. I've always wondered if it would have been better to adapt to a TV series versus a movie format, in part that is very much a Game of Thrones type that revolves around the struggle for power between the two noble houses, and the Atreides and Harkonnens centered on the desert planet of Arrakis in one faction designed by the Emperor to seek control. If you are unfamiliar with the battle or the background, let me give a little. Arrakis is the only known source of spice, the most valuable substance in the universe, because it is necessary for interstellar space navigation. It also facilitates extension of human lifespan. The Harkonnens, who ruled Arrakis for decades under the Emperor Shaddam IV, ruler of the known human universe, ordered them to transfer to the Atreides, brutally oppressed the native freeman people. Paul Atreides, who gradually becomes the main character of the story, is the heir of the Atreides leader Duke Leto, played by the great Oscar Isaac. And I've got to say, unfortunately, he does die in the middle of the movie. He goes out like the boss and stuff like that. I've got to say. And you know what? He was born to play this role, and I wish that we got more of his character and stuff, but I understand his character doesn't stick around very long, but overall, I think it was very well done. It was a good role for him and stuff like that versus him being in Star Wars. He's gradually revealed to have a vast psychic powers that, combined with the support of the Freemen, might eventually enable him to overturn the established political order. It is an interesting concept. This latest iteration is so well done. The visuals to the acting, to the ships, the struggle, the flashes of future and past really sucked me into it. Not only the actors, the special effects, as I stated, were just beyond words. Excuse the background, it's my rabbit sneezing. Not only the actors, the special effects, as I stated, were just beyond words. The pacing of the movie was great. I was concerned as I had heard from others that it lingered on. But I felt it was well paced, and as a reader that hasn't read the books in almost 15, 20 years, they truly did a great job of capturing the plot in the book's essence. I can't say it enough how much I felt like I was immersed in the movie when I was reading the books. While it is hard to read in the books how the political messaging was done so well, the politics in general is not easy to bring across either. It was so easygoing, settling, while also coming across so well and manipulating the nature of the political authority. And while you get that in the books per se, the power of the alluring of the great houses, you get very subtle undertones that is not in your face when it comes to the political situation. And Hollywood has a tendency of not doing very well in relaying a political message or adapting a political message in that context either. Part 1 goes for almost 2.5 hours, covers only slightly more than half of the book. And it therefore conveys more of the plot than the 1984 David Lynch movie. But some things did end up getting cut. The Hyconians, the Baron, especially his meta-advisor Pita de Veres, Atreides Mental Lefer Hawat, Atreides' house physician daughter Wellington Yu, and to the lesser extent Atreides' military leader Gurney Halleck all get the short end of the stick, which I completely agree. But I understand why. Much of this is unavoidable, like I stated, but people who read the book will feel some of these losses keenly. You get the sense of loss of the character in the movie, and you truly do. Everybody that gets lost and stuff like that, you feel it. But I have to say, all of it was done so well. However, in looking at the actors that played Paul, the actor that played Paul, very well done by the actor. I have seen him in other things, and I didn't care for him, but this role of Paul, I felt Paul from the books to the screen, to his mother, and that unique background story that no one seemed to be talking about. That Paul is the Messiah to the woman that is not the wife of father of Paul, but instead a concubine. But I have always felt this strange concubine situation interesting as I had read so long ago. However, another intriguing character that I felt a true loss was that Duncan Idaho, another key Atreides officer, which I love the character, and I got the impression that he was not dead in the end. I had thought, and I had seen him with the Freeman characters watching as Paul and his mother were transversing their way through the sands and attempting to locate the Freeman. Perhaps it was a visual, maybe a vision, I don't know. I have no idea. But the way that Villeneuve is able to bring forth that he did in depicting the situation of getting economic importance across to the audience was very well done, which is very left out of a lot of people's reviews. There's a lot of integral and intriguing things that go on in Dune that people really missed, which is not an easy feat for anybody. But it seems to be able to also get across the politics, society of the Empire, and the Arrakis so well done, using very limited screen time to get the full picture across. I felt was very well done. Any other director, I don't think they could have pulled it off, to be honest, and stuff, you know. Another thing to mention is the viewers that have never read the books may be confused, is why this far future high-tech society has so little in the way of computers, artificial intelligence, and why they use blades so much more than missile weapons. The answer to the question conveyed in the book is society's rejection of most artificial intelligence as a result of the Bolletarian Jihad war against powerful AI that had begun to dominate humans. The answer to the second, also described in the book, is the widespread use of shields that make missile weapons ineffective in most situations, which I always found very interesting. And turning back to the main character of Paul, his mother has conveyed this destiny to him. But in the books, he is far more conflicted about his destiny. It might be in part to the pacing of the movie that they did it, because it seems he seems more ready, more focused to embrace the role of the leading Freeman and eventually the Empire itself. But you got that feeling of it being so far away, even though he embraces that of his destiny. Early on, it was made out to make Paul some kind of savior, which he is in the books and will in the future, but you don't get the impression at all by any means in the movie. So, as to the gender swap of Dr. Leah Keynes, the half-Freeman ecologist who represents imperial interests on the planet, which is also secretly a Freeman leader, which didn't bother me. Matter of fact, I completely forgot about it. The actor played it so well. Now that in Villeneuve's downplaying the profound sexism of Freeman society, just as it is in the imperialists are sexist, which it shows how it is, but all the same degree it's very subtle in the movie. Unlike the books, it's not. Because of the point at which this movie breaks off, we only spend a short time among the Freemen. Mostly just maybe the last 15-20 minutes of the movie or so. We will likely see more of their culture in part 2. Still, what we do see of the Freemen is more than enough for viewers to think of them as analogs to Arab Muslims in a crucial way. In addition, it is a mistake to assume that the point of the story is to excel the native culture of the Freemen, to praise their resistance or to their oppression. While the Freemen are indeed oppressed by the Halconians and other outworlders, Herbert makes it clear that their own society is also deeply oppressive and hierarchical. Also, much of their religion and ideology is the product of outside manipulation intended to prepare the way for Paul's ascension to the status of charismatic religious and political leader. What is implied is that the grip of ruling over a people and manipulation, Herbert does it suggest that everything would be fine indeed, even through the eyes of the Freeman culture, where apparently restored and planet freed of colonialism. Yes, you can see the parallels of such implications, but it is a story about economics and resources. Some of our old history is told in the same and happens in the same way. But neither is this story a good population battling evil colonials, while implications condemn that manipulation. Herbert does not suggest that everything would be fine in Arrakis if only authentic Freeman cultures were restored and the planet freed of colonialism. Much of the contrary, in fact, Paul is not white savior, and indeed it is not the hero of the story at all. But neither is this simple story of good indigenous people battling evil colonials. More on Paul's father, Duke Leonis Oscar Isaac, their homeworld, and the starships we'll see. But that is the end of my review. I hope you liked it. I'm sorry about the first one, but I wanted to redo it and stuff because the other one, the quality was so low. Take care, everybody. Let me know what you think down below. Did you like Dune? Did you not? Let me know. It doesn't matter. Take care, everybody.